If you feel like no matter how hard you try, you end up spending all your money, you're not alone. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can save money fast. I understand with inflation on the rise these days, you might feel like your savings are taking a hit, but don't worry, it's not just you. There are lots of people out there who run through their entire income at the end of the month. However, at the same time, some people are saving money with the same income. I know saving $10,000 in 3 months looks like a long shot, but with these tips I'm going to share with you today, you will be able to meet your savings goals no matter how hard it seems. Here are some of the things I did to save $10,000 in 3 months. First things first, you can't save money you don't make. Now, I know there's some apps out there that promise to help you magically increase your savings, but that's not how it works. There are two ways to go about this. You either increase your earnings or you decrease your spending. I've seen a lot of videos on here that talk about how to cut back on spending, like doing your hair, fixing your own nails, doing all these things to cut back on your expenses. But I'm going to be talking about how you can increase your pay. There are two ways to go about this, or three ways to go about this. You can either ask for your employer to get a pay raise because you deserve it and you're working hard or whatever, and your employer will give it to you or not. So you can go that route. I find that usually doesn't happen. It could happen, but it usually doesn't happen. They don't just magically give you a pay raise because you're asking for it. And even if they give you the pay raise, it might be about 2%, 3% raise. Now, what I did when I wanted to increase my pay was I actually left my employment, at that time, the employment that I had, and went to a different employment. Now, let's get back here. Let's gather back here. It's easier to find a job whilst you're working than to find a job when you're unemployed, because you end up being desperate. And when you're desperate, I don't know what ends up happening, but you never find a job when you're desperately looking for one. Like, you will apply, go for interviews here and there, and it does not happen. What I did was, while I was working at my then job, I started applying for new employment. I had a lot of experience, years of experience with the position that I was in, and I felt like I was worth more. If I go to another company and I have on my resume that I have 5 years of experience, I would be able to get a better paying job. I started looking for other employments and I made sure that I know what their salaries are, or when they called, I let them know what my salary expectation was, and it was way higher than what I was earning. And I was able to secure myself a job that was paying way more, about 30% more than what I was making. I actually had a friend who had been working in a company for 10 years. It was her dream job. When she first got the position, they were paying her $50,000. Now, after 10 years, she was only making $60,000. And I asked her, I'm like, why are you still with this company? And she's like, oh, I just don't want to bother applying for a new job. Now, that's a big mistake. You cannot get attached to a position or a job for so long that is not serving anything in your life or not paying you enough for you to live a good life. You need to apply for a new job and then let that job go once you find a job. That's what my friend did. We looked over her resume, made sure we fixed everything. She applied for a new position in a different company, and someone that was making $60,000 ended up making, in the same position that she was in, ended up making $100,000. So that's a $40,000 raise. Without her having to ask her boss or anybody, she took matters into her own hands and used the experience she has gained to apply to a new position in a new company. And that made her get a $40,000 raise. So that's something that you can use. It doesn't have to be in a corporate field or anything like that. Let's say you're working at McDonald's and you've worked there for all these years and your pay is not getting high enough. Now, you have experience in customer service. You probably have experience in the kitchen, because I know McDonald's, you rotate around everywhere. You make burgers, you're the cashier, you're doing everything, cleaning, everything, right? So if you have, let's say you're at McDonald's, as I said, and you want to change careers or you want a pay raise, you can actually apply for like a restaurant job that you get tips from. I know some people that can make like $1,000 in tips per night working as a server in a fancy restaurant. So why don't you take your experience from McDonald's, get a job at a fancy restaurant, or even not a fancy restaurant, just a different restaurant that will pay you more, and that's gonna give you a pay raise basically, because you're gonna be getting tips, or the pay is probably gonna be better. Like, just find a better position in your field. That's all. Second tip, you can add value to yourself. So basically, if let's say you need a certificate to move up to managerial level, you can take that certificate course and that will add value to you. And most companies, when you're going back to school or taking any certificate, they have educational reimbursement programs. Look into it. Maybe your company has that. You take the course, the company will reimburse you, and then you also get a pay raise. So that's something you should look into, and you will be able to save more money. And the next tip that I have is, can find yourself a part-time job. Now, part-time job only works for people who are not doing shift work. If you are doing shift work, it is hard to find a part-time job. But if you're doing, you have a 9 to 5 or 11 to 7 a.m. schedule, you have all the other times that you can find a part-time job that you can make more money from and will be able to save that money. Now, finding a side hustle as well, maybe an online job that you work from home, or you're selling things. I have a video that I talk about selling digital products online or on Etsy, and you can make $100 or more per day. So that's actually a great side hustle that you can look into when you're trying to save money. There's so many side hustles that you can look into, and there are tons of videos on here that you can educate yourself with and find these side hustles. I used to be a doubter. I used to doubt that, oh yeah, they're just talking. There are no side hustles that work, until I tried it and it works. So look into these side hustles that people are talking about and find one that works for you and save money. Now, the bonus tip that I'm gonna give is your mindset. Now, your mindset is everything. In terms of anything you want to do, your mindset is everything. If you want to save money, you need to have a mindset that this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to save this money, and I'm gonna do everything it takes to save this money. So you have to have that mindset that I'm gonna do it, because if you don't have it, you're probably gonna make the money with all these tips that I said, and you're gonna end up increasing your expenses or change your lifestyle, and you're gonna come back to square one. Finish all your money, even though you're making tons of extra dollars, you're gonna end up spending all of them, and that's not how you wanna do. You wanna keep your coins. You don't wanna end up spending everything, because you just wanna keep it. You know what I mean? I will also add your network. You need to surround yourself with friends who are not encouraging spending. You need to surround yourself with positive friends. I think this is one of the most important things, and I think I'm going to stress on it in a lot of my videos. Surrounding yourself with the right people. Your network is your net worth. Now, you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with broke people, the average of broke is broke. So yeah, surround yourself with people who will encourage you not to spend money on unnecessary things. That's all for today. If you learned anything at all from this video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section if you have any tips on how you save money, so that other people can learn from it as well. We all can learn from it. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.